Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your May 2016 mid-month readings. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck. I was going to use a new deck I have been familiarizing myself with for the last couple of weeks, but I've decided because of the energies I keep getting off of that deck to use them only for career and finance readings, which I do in personal readings, but I may at some point this summer implement those as general readings as well. So for the time being, I'm still going with my beloved Gilded Tarot for the general readings. Even though we are going to be focusing on more of the last half of May 2016 rather than the entire month, I will still be using the same 8-card spread because I feel it just gives as definitive and predictive a view as possible on the next few weeks. Of course, assuming that it resonates with you, because it won't resonate with everyone who watches, as this is a general reading. And some months and some readings may not, your rising and your moon sign may resonate for you more predictably than your primary sun sign. And some months and some readings, other readers may resonate for you more than the ones you typically watch. It's really all about, the information that you get that you need at the end of the day. A special thank you, as I always remember to do, to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your feedback and your comments are so welcome and so appreciated, and I'm so grateful for those of you who continue to watch and support this channel. I see that the family is growing day by day. Thank you so very much. And even though I don't always have time to, in fact, I rarely have time to respond to all the comments that you put both on the channel videos and through my email, I do read each and every one of them, so please keep those coming. And a special thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure to have even a momentary place in your life. Thank you so much for those. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail and information about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time, so I work pretty diligently with you and your schedule to get you a reading as quickly as possible. My current turnaround time is around 1 to 4 or 5 days, depending on scheduling. Some of you want live readings and are in different time zones, so we would have to coordinate those. But I can almost always get you a reading within 4 or 5 days. So again, if you're interested in that, just click on the About sign and send me an email. I would be delighted to work with you. So we're going to get right into this. This reading is for Capricorn for May 2016 mid-month. Capricorn, May 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of the beautiful month of May hold for the lovely earth energy of Capricorn? Okay. We begin with the 8 of Swords, followed by the 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, followed by the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Page of Swords, the Empress, followed by the Chariot, and from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card, which represents the energy and general theme of this reading, we have the 5 of Cups. It looks like the end of the month, Capricorn, is going to be pretty important. We have 3 major arcana cards right in a row, that Wheel of Fortune, Empress, and the Chariot. So let's just take a quick look overall. Forgive the sparseness of the background as opposed to where I'm normally filming from. I'm still on travel, so I'm kind of making do with where I'm at the moment. Okay, let's begin. Something that strikes me, Capricorn, just from looking at these cards, is I feel like for those of you for whom it resonates, and it's always going to be different because there's so many of you watching with all your lovely, unique stories and backgrounds, I'm feeling like this is the energy, the main energy that I'm getting is focused on something you're trying to do and maybe having self-doubts or feeling some kind of blockages which feel more like inner esteem conflicts or again, self-esteem or insecurity issues about something you want to do. And I feel like it's more project oriented than anything else, although you can always apply the same energies to love and romance as well. I know that a lot of readers out there are very good at reading the energies for every sector of your life in the same reading, but I go with the general, I don't do that, I go with the general energy of what I'm getting, and I feel like it's more, again, project oriented, something you're trying to begin. This could be in love and romance. I feel like for the majority of you, it's something to do with a more tangible sector of your life, maybe job, career, project, something you're going for, or something you want to go for, something you want to finish or accomplish somehow. So let's begin. We find ourselves in the middle of May 2016 with the Eight of Swords, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. Now I'm going to go with the Nine of Pentacles first. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth, and so Pentacles is a suit that's all about things in our earthly, tangible, material environment, things we can see and touch and feel. And you can still apply this energy to more unseen matters, like matters of the heart and spiritual matters as well, but it's in a more tangible sort of way. So Pentacles is a suit that often points to things like money, finances, resources, property, assets, etc., job, career. And the Nine of Pentacles, 9 is pretty high up. You're only going to go to 10 after that before you hit the Court cards. This is a card of a fair amount of accomplishment. It's also a card that points towards independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. You can see that the woman on this card, it could just as easily be a man, but you can see that the woman on this card, she's wearing a beautiful gown. She's well taken care of. She's obviously able to take good care of herself. She's standing in the middle of her garden. It's a beautiful garden. She's surrounded by things of luxury and comfort. It's a beautiful day. Her garden is beautiful. The things in the garden are beautiful. And there's a wealth of abundance and physical comforts, symbolized also by all of these big, beautiful, glowing pentacles growing on this bush. This is a card, again, of independence, self-sufficiency, and self-empowerment. Everything that this woman is enjoying, she has gained by dint of her own labor, her own talent, her own hard work, her own efforts. This is someone, the energies of the Nine of Pentacles is someone who has had very little, if anything, handed to her on a silver platter. She has worked very hard to build up a good, solid foundation for herself, and she has that extra bit of enjoyment of appreciating all the things around her because she knows that she's worked very hard for those. It's, again, a self-empowerment, self-achievement, self-sufficiency, independence card. She is often portrayed as being alone, but the point being that if she is, she's totally fine with that because she's happy, she loves herself, she loves where she is, she loves her life, she loves how far she's come and how much she's accomplished, and if she's with someone, she feels the same way. This is a card of it can be focused on just financial success and the dollars and cents. I've got a good job, I have a good career, I have enough money in the bank, I have a nice apartment or home, and the nice card. But again, it's really about the work that you've put into that and that sense of achievement. And we find ourselves in the middle of May 2016, Capricorn, with that card which is overshadowed by this Eight of Swords, which is laying on top of it, and in fact came first. And I feel like this place, this Nine of Pentacles energy, it feels like for some of you this is going to represent wanting to go for something or wanting to accomplish or finish something or wanting to start. Again, I feel like it's something you want to, you're having doubt about your ability to get to this energy or your ability to get to this place. How the specifics of it resonates, whether it's a particular job you want to go after, a particular career, a particular project you want to start, a dream that you have, perhaps that you've had for a while. It's a beautiful dream. It's something that you think about. Again, for some of you, it may be as tangible as a job you want to go for and you think you can't get. It's overshadowed by the energies of this Eight of Swords. Now, Swords is a suit that's ruled by the element of air, and so Swords is a suit that's all about almost ephemeral things. It's a very mental and cerebral suit. It's about our words and ideas, how we think, how we look at things, our mindset, our perspectives, our belief system. It's all about what goes on up here. And the Eight of Swords is a card that points towards being in a place where you feel like you're being held hostage. You feel helpless, powerless, unable to make a change. She is bound up by chains. unable to make a change, not able to do what you want to do, not being free. You can see that the woman in this card, she's completely encircled by these 8 swords, and they can represent a variety of different thoughts or ideas or blocks. And again, I feel like for the larger portion of you, I'm getting that those swords can represent negative self messages, because I feel like it's internal, it's self-doubt, it's some kind of insecurity about being able to reach this Nine of Pentacles, however the specifics of it resonate for you. And these 8 swords, I feel, represent a variety of negative self messages or insecurities or self-doubts you have about your own abilities to achieve what you want. They can also represent just one basic mindset or belief system you have about yourself, your ability to do it, whether it's gender related, sexuality related, talent or skill related, experience related. For some reason, I feel like you're having some insecurities or self-doubts about this thing that you want so much, as represented by these 8 swords. She's also on her knees in the center of these swords, which implies, it implies that she's a victim. It implies a very strong sense of vulnerability, of helplessness, of powerlessness, of inability to make a change to free herself. And you can see that she's chained at the wrist. She has chains wrapped around her wrist, and as if that all wasn't bad enough, she's blindfolded, can't see, totally helpless, totally powerless. This is what the energy of the 8 of Swords represents. Now, because swords is that mental cerebral suit governed by air, and it's about our thoughts and ideas and how we look at things, our perspectives and mindset, this is a card that can speak, it speaks more of illusion, of being held hostage by yourself, basically, because it's not really being reflected in your outside environment. And that's not to trivialize any valid fears you've had based on experiences about yourself. Perhaps you've had some bad experiences, have tried to go for whatever this thing is in the past and it hasn't worked out successfully before, and so you find yourself in this place like, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't have enough resources, I just can't do it. But again, it's a card of mental illusion. The only thing that's holding you hostage is you yourself, Capricorn. The only thing that's standing in between you and this beautiful energy that you want of this Nine of Pentacles is you. You can see on this card, this woman, those 8 swords that she's surrounded by, the gaps between them are more than wide enough for her to easily walk through. Those chains that are wrapped around her wrists aren't connected to anything, and no one is actually holding on to them. With a simple twist of her wrist, those chains could fall off. She could stand up on her own 2 feet, remove that blindfold herself, and walk right through and past and beyond these 8 swords that are holding her hostage. So this card, Capricorn, represents feeling as if you can't accomplish something, you can't finish something, or you can't begin something, or you can't go after something that you really want, because again, I feel it's self-doubt, insecurities of something, and whether it's because of messages, negative messages you've got from other people, or negative experiences you've had in the past. The strong message that I'm getting from the combination of these cards is it is an illusion. That you have the power to stand up on your own 2 feet, let those chains fall off, take off the blindfold, walk out from that prison that's mental, that's keeping you there, and move towards this Nine of Pentacles energy. Again, however it resonates specifically for those of you watching, because it's going to, whatever this thing is, this beautiful thing that you're going for, whatever it is specifically for you, because it's going to be different. The message is, to take that blindfold off. You have everything you need to accomplish this, to go for this. Go for it, Capricorn. And again, for some of you, this is going to be, literal independence. Maybe there's some of you who are, maybe some of you are younger and still living at home, and this is about going for something that's going to put you on the path to independence, self-sufficiency. Perhaps perhaps you're in a position where you're actually financially completely dependent on somebody else, like a housewife, homemaker, or if you're a man, the same position. Or if you want to go further than where you are, and for some reason you just have doubts and fears and insecurities about yourself and whether you have the ability to accomplish it or to gather the resources for it. Again, this combination of cards, Capricorn, I'm feeling very strongly. The only thing holding you hostage and keeping you from that beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy is yourself, your own doubts and insecurities, because it doesn't look like it's reflected your outer environment. And it also looks like you're going to get help to kind of move through this. So after that combination of cards, we move on to the Five of Wands, followed by the Knight of Cups. So the Five of Wands is governed by the element of fire and air, although primarily fire. And when you think about that combination, it's a very dynamic combination. And the suit of Wands is a very dynamic suit. It's very action-oriented. It's all about change, movement, action, power, forward momentum. And fives, in numerology, fives can point to conflict, and which is certainly what's displayed on this card. And depending on the cards, you know, each tarot card can have slightly altered or different definitions and meanings depending on the question that you're asking and the surrounding cards. Sometimes this can represent a need just to have more fun and be a little bit more spontaneous. And who knows, there could always be that element here if you're really stressed out by that Eight of Swords energy. But the Five of Wands is a card that can point towards competition. It can point towards its conflict. It's about inner and outer conflict as well. And it's an emotional card as well because it's governed by fire, although it's the suit of cups that actually represents emotions and feelings. But Wands is a fiery suit. It's governed by the element of fire. And when emotions are involved in that as well, that could be quite turbulent, especially because the Five of Wands does point to conflict, both inner and outer conflict, and competitiveness. But the Five of Wands is a card that speaks of kind of repetitive conflict. I always get kind of a sense of circular fighting or squabbling. It's not the kind of fighting, you know, like the swords are out and everybody's out for blood kind of thing. In fact, you can see that the men on the front of this card, there's 5 men, they're sparring with each other in a circle. It's not serious fighting. They don't have real swords. They have like practice weapons, and they're sparring. They're competing. They're sparring with each other. And it's a card that points towards, I almost feel like it's minor to moderate competitiveness or minor to moderate conflict of some kind, but with nobody winning and nobody really losing, but just kind of an endless kind of circle. The key to overcoming the energy of the Five of Wands, if it represents that kind of conflict, competitiveness between people, or conflict between people, and I think for some of you this is going to resonate to energies inside yourself, again connected to that Eight of Swords energy, because it sits right next to this Eight of Swords, this card about being held hostage by yourself, basically by a set of ideas or perspective you have about yourself. And this can also connect with the Eight of Swords energy as well. You know, this mental energy about I can't do it, I can't accomplish whatever this thing is that I'm going for, or there's for some of you, you want to go for something that other people want to go for as well, so there's that sense of competitiveness. But again, I'm just getting these negative kind of self messages like, oh, I shouldn't even try because other people are, you know, there's other people that are more experienced or better than I am or have more resources than I do to accomplish this. You know, for example, if this represents for some of you maybe wanting to ask for a promotion or a raise or apply for a job that you think other people are more qualified than you. However it resonates, this could also just be a follow-up energy for those Eight of Swords about this just internal conflict going on and on and on. But the key to overcoming the energy of the Five of Wands, Capricorn, is mental control over your emotions. It's learning how to control these emotions by applying logic and more of a swords energy towards it, controlling the implementation of a new perspective. What can change the energy of the Five of Wands and in fact stop the energy of the Five of Wands is stopping the way that you're looking at this. It's the sense of negative self-messages, how you're looking, what's blocking you from going after something that you want. Just the circular kind of thinking over and over again. The only thing that can come right in and cut through that is the implementation of a new set of ideas, excuse me, a new perspective, a new way of looking at yourself and your ability to achieve. So that's the key to overcoming the Five of Wands. And it looks like you may be getting some help in doing that because it is accompanied by the Knight of Cups, who comes charging right in to help. So Cups is Cups is governed by the element of water. And so the suit of Cups is about emotions, feelings. It can also represent love and relationships too, how we relate to people in the world around us. And when I say relationships, I mean all different kinds. Business relationships, friend relationships, family relationships, love and romance, intimacy, relationships. And knights are typically recognized as the bringers of the tarot deck. Typically when you see a knight, it represents somebody bringing you something, and that could be an actual other person, or it could be energies, because it's the Knight of Cups, who's also a more spiritual kind of guy, because he's a more emotional guy. He's the Knight of Cups. This could represent as an inspiration inside of you, something, the divine kind of prompting or inspiring you. So this would represent as an actual individual in your life, in your sphere. This could represent somebody who's already in your life or somebody who will be coming into your life to help you kind of work through some of these blocks that you have. And again, I feel like for most of you, it's negative self-messages or self-esteem, insecurity issues. The Knight of Cups would represent somebody bringing you a message of love, a message of emotional support, an invitation, an offer of help. I feel this could be somebody work-related, a mentor. It could represent a therapist, a really close friend. It could represent a partner or a spouse. He's the Knight of Cups, so he would be somebody his support is more emotionally based as well. The Knight of Cups, the energy of this individual would be somebody very loving, very emotionally supportive, very nurturing. It's an offer of love. It's an offer of assistance. For some of you, again, it could be something coming up inside of you, the universe kind of plugging something inside of you, and you having kind of that aha moment. For those of you for whom this will represent an actual individual, it could be a water sign because it's the Knight of Cups, and that could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or someone who strongly manifests the energy of the Knight of Cups. However it resonates for you. It looks like it's a helping energy that's going to be coming in to help you kind of overcome this energy of the Five of Wands and the Eight of Swords, whether it's the universe bringing it up inside yourself or an actual, I feel like for the larger portion of you, this is going to be somebody in your sphere or coming into your sphere to actually help you kind of work through what you need to work through in order to go for this beautiful Knight of Pentacles energy. And again, it may be somebody already in your life, in your sphere. You may know exactly who I'm talking about at the time of this reading, or somebody coming in. And they would be coming in fairly quickly. One, because we're looking more at the last half of May, perhaps going into June a little bit, but a pretty short span of time. And two, because knights are usually associated with a fair amount of speed because they're knights. They usually want to go charging off to accomplish things. So, right next to that, we have beautiful card, Wheel of Fortune in the upright position, paired with the Page of Swords. So the Wheel of Fortune, major arcana card, and for those of you who follow my YouTube videos, you know that I refer to the major arcana cards as fingers of the divine, because they represent those divine energies of God, Spirit, the universe, your angels, guides, or all of the above, however that resonates for you. Represents those energies coming in to aid us, guide us, help us, give us much needed clarity, insight, advice. However it plays out in the reading for you, the appearance of a major arcana card typically represents some kind of significant life change or life shift or strong advice of some kind. The Wheel of Fortune, it's always turning. It's the wheel of life always turning. The key to it is in the perspective of how you actually view it. There are times in our life where it feels like the Wheel of Fortune is on the upswing because everything's going well and we're happy and the puzzle pieces are fitting together. And there's times where it feels like it's on the downswing when things aren't going so well and we have problems arise and unexpected blocks and obstacles and challenges. But it's really a matter of perspective, because the wheel is always turning. This does represent that change is coming. If things have been going really great for you, this could represent change coming. That could represent a challenge or an obstacle. And all challenges and obstacles are, Capricorn, are opportunities to learn something new, to gain a life lesson so we can move on and evolve, which is why we're really here. So just to kind of batten down the hatches and kind of keep an eye out, but don't get freaked out. For those of you whom are experiencing already times of obstacles and challenges, this can mean that this change will mean that it feels like things are on the upswing again. It does mean change is coming, and probably that change is coming very soon. And again, how you receive it, and the key to the Wheel of Fortune is in acknowledging that it's always turning, and whether we see it as positive or negative is all about our perspective, because even the challenges and the obstacles, as long as we learn the lessons we're meant to learn from them, we don't have to repeat them, and we continue moving on. The wheel is always turning. It's just about our perspective. That's the key to understanding and utilizing the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So what does that mean for you for the remainder of May, Capricorn? Whatever it is, this thing that you're wanting for, that you're dreaming about wanting to go for, however it's resonating for you. Got some mental, I think some emotional, mental, maybe even some spiritual obstacles and blocks, self-messages to get through. Looks like you're going to be having some help in overcoming that with that Knight of Cups coming in, or some universe-inspired internal energy to help you overcome, you know, these perspectives, these mindsets that I feel need to change. And it looks like that's accompanied with, or perhaps fostered by, the energy of the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position. And I feel like for the majority of you, this is going to be and feel like positive. Something positive is going to occur. I think associated with the help that you're getting to, it feels like you're going to be presented an opportunity to actually move on this thing, or be given an opening to begin something, start something, accomplish something, finish something. Again, whatever that Nine of Pentacles energy is for you. And it's all really coming down to overcoming these mental obstacles that you have in your mind. And again, if you recall, the key to overcoming the energies of the Five of Wands and that Eight of Swords is new perspective, the implementation of a new set of ideas, a new way of looking at whatever this is, a new way of looking at yourself and what you're able to accomplish and go for. That Wheel of Fortune is accompanied by the Page of Swords, which is all about that. Swords is that mental cerebral suit, about our thoughts and perspectives. Pages can represent children or young people in your life. They most often represent messages or messengers, and they also have kind of a student apprenticeship learning energy, because pages are the youngest and least mature energies of the court cards. Not to say that he's immature, that you're immature, but they all begin at pages. Pages, knights, queens, and kings. The Page of Swords, he's all about learning. He's all about information gathering. He doesn't nearly have everything that he needs to know, because he's just starting out and he's a page. But he's very eager, enthusiastic. This is all about finding new ideas, exploring new ideas, getting information and logic and facts to apply to a certain situation. And accompanied by this Wheel of Fortune, again, I feel like this is going to be, and the help of the Knight of Cups, Capricorn, for the remainder of May 2016. I feel like all of these energies together, and a stroke of good luck and good fortune, is going to help you work through whatever these blockages are that are kind of keeping you or hindering you or slowing you down in your desire and your longing to move towards this beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy, however the specifics of that resonate for you. So at or towards the end of May 2016, wow, this has been a longer one, but I kind of feel like it's been a little necessary. At or towards the end of this month, May 2016, we have an extraordinary combination of two major arcana cards. In fact, the last three cards were that Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Empress and the Chariot, which together is a very powerful combination and very loud piece of advice, Capricorn, that at or towards the end of May 2016, it is time to blow right through this. Blow right through these obstacles, and it is time to move to act on this thing. It looks like you're getting the help that you need. You're getting some form of help, or an offering of help and assistance, and moving through these blockages. It looks like you're also going to get some kind of unexpected stroke in an unexpected way, from an unexpected source, I feel, of good luck, good fortune somehow. I'm just getting this sense of a door all of a sudden being open that wasn't open before, or you get some information or a new idea on how to open it, or you're presented with an opportunity. But I feel like it's a window of opportunity, and it's going to happen more towards the end of this month, and you need to act on it right away. We have the Empress here, beautiful card. She's the ultimate image of Mother Earth. She's the ultimate mother figure of the tarot deck. She is all about fertility, nurturing, rebirth, pregnancy, beginning new paths. She comes accompanied with a message, the very strong message that the ground is perfectly ripe. It's ready. The ground is ready to plant the seeds and begin to watch them grow. The Empress is all about those new energies, creativity, fertility. She represents the physical and the spiritual, a beautiful combination of that. That beautiful, it's like the culmination of sensuality, but it's all about fertility, rebirth, pregnancy. For some of you, this could mean, perhaps actual pregnancy. Maybe that thing that you're longing for and going for as a child. You've been trying to get pregnant, or you don't think you can, or there's been some obstacles. Maybe there's an opportunity of some kind, whether it's natural or maybe in vitro or whatever else they have out there now. For some of you, maybe quite a small portion of you, this is going to represent actual pregnancy, but if it does, looks like the end of the month is a really good time for that to happen. And for those of you who aren't looking for that, well, forewarned is forearmed. But for the rest of you, the end of the month, I feel there's going to be some kind of unexpected opportunity, a door open, and the Empress is here to say it's time. The time is right. Act on it and go through it right now. The ground is ready to plant those seeds and begin. For those of you who are wanting to begin anything new, a new project, you have a creative inspiration, it looks like the end of May is the absolute right time to start that. And I think for a lot of you, you're going to be presented with an open door, the opportunity, the resources, something, but I feel like it's a window of opportunity, and you need to take it when it presents itself and really act on it right then. That Empress is accompanied by the Chariot card. What a powerful combination. Creativity, inspiration, fertility. The time is right now. And the Empress says to move on this thing and move on it now. The Chariot is a card of success, of movement, of swift movement. It's also a card that it's about the outward manifestation of action, pulling things together and making it work. Paired with the Empress, the time is right. The Chariot is about swift, successful forward motion. It's also about the pulling together of a variety of forces, disparate forces, and making them and harnessing them together and making them work in perfect unison and perfect harmony to propel something forward. And again, just like that Page of Swords and whatever the assistance that Knight of Cups is bringing, the key to overcoming this obstacle energy of the Five of Wands and that Eight of Swords this month, Capricorn, it's all about control, changing your perspective, getting a new perspective, a new belief system, a new mindset to propel yourself through and away from those negative messages. Well, for some of you, it might be marriages or marriage. And the Chariot is all about that. The driver of the Chariot, he has to operate all of these things, which, there's the Chariot itself, the wheels of the Chariot, the body of the Chariot, the Sphinxes, or horses, because there were no such thing as Sphinxes, everything that wants to go in a different direction. But he's got to pull them all together and make them work together to propel this Chariot successfully forward. And that's what's going to be required of you, the opportunity will be presented to you at the end of the month, Capricorn, to move this thing forward. Whatever it is you want to go for, whatever you've been dreaming of, whatever you've wanted to begin, to accomplish, or even to finish, it feels again like there's been stuck energy. And again, for most of you, I'm getting just some self-esteem or self-doubt, some kind of negative self-messages. And some of you, this may be outer messages or accompanied by outside messages or competitive energy where you feel like you're not good enough or not as good as other people. For some reason you can't. Looks like the Knight of Cups is coming in to help you with that. New mindset, new perspective. Using your mind to control your emotions and propel this thing forward, propel yourself forward. Looks like there's going to be some good fortune in doing that, an open door, an opportunity, the resources. At the end of the month, it looks like the time is going to be right, and you need to take charge and do that, and that's where you're going to find your success and forward motion, Capricorn. Your crowning card, the overall energy, is the Five of Cups. Again, we have that cups about emotions and feelings. It's all about, I think, not really the head versus the heart, but like the Chariot does, it's about making them work together, making them successful. It's not about battling your heart, and it's not about battling your head. It's about bringing these energies together and moving forward. The Five of Cups, since I nickname a lot of my cards, I always look at the Five of Cups as the crying over spilt milk cup card. You can see that there's 3 cups on the ground next to this man, tipped over and spilled out, and that's what he's focusing on, and that's what he's grieving about. It's a card that represents being stuck in basically the past, maybe past negative experiences, past pain, past hurt, wherever these perhaps negative self-messages are originated from. He's focusing all his mental and emotional energy on what he's lost, on what he feels has been taken from him, on what's changed, on what no longer is. But this isn't the Three of Cups, this is the Five of Cups. Right behind this man are two beautiful goblets, golden goblets, glowing almost, still upright, still full, still beautiful, implying that there is still much that remains to be salvaged, and that there are still some beautiful opportunities there, but he's not seeing them. He's not noticing them. He can't even see them because his back is turned to him. Why? Because he's stuck in what no longer is, in the past, in what is no longer valid. So, strong message, strong advice, Capricorn. Whatever this thing is, and again, it's going to resonate differently for depending on who's watching. Take your attention off of this. The time for honoring the past is over. It's time to take charge, take the help and the unexpected opportunity that looks like it's going to be presented to you, and pull those forces together. Stop battling yourself. Pull it all together and move forward, because that's where you're going to gain your success. And it looks like a lot of success. You've got those beautiful three major arcana cards all clumped together at the end. So it looks like the universe is just waiting for you to take that first step so they can be right there to meet you and help you. So wow, this one has gone on for quite a while, but I just felt kind of this internal compulsion. It just goes how it goes. So Capricorn, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it has resonated for you, brought you some insight and clarity, as I always hope these videos do, because that's why we do them. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, again, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage and email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the June 2016 general readings, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Capricorn, and I'll see you soon.